Amen Thompson was named the Defensive Player of the Month in January. He currently has the lowest defended field goal percentage among players who have defended at least 10 shots. Let's not waste any time. Let's break down the defensive impact of Amen Thompson. What makes him special is how he's able to impact a possession without being involved in action. Here LaMelo is running a pick and roll which normally involves two defenders directly in the action, and in some cases one other defender on the opposite side of the floor. But Thompson sees how easily LaMelo was able to penetrate the lane, so instead of watching him torch his teammates, he left his assignment and tracked him down for the block, and most importantly keeping it in bounds. Now he's directly in the pick and roll action, and instead of lifting up to stick to the shooter, he immediately went into help mode after noticing the ball handler had a step on Fred VanVleet. While we often glamorize on-ball defense, off-ball defense is arguably more important. When playing off the ball, you can defend more than one player at a time, and if you're good at it, you will be insanely valuable as a defender. That's the reason centers normally win Defensive Player of the Year over guards. Centers have the responsibility of defending multiple positions on every possession. But with Thompson, he's impacting shots off the ball around the same rate as some of the best defensive centers in basketball. Thompson's defended field goal percentage is 53% when defending shots within 6 feet. To put it in perspective, Rudy Gobert's percentage from 6 feet is 54%. And although the number of shots they both defend within 6 feet is different, it still shows just how incredible Thompson is at making shots difficult around the rim. This possession is simply unreal. First, he does a great job at seeing the ball and his man at the same time, which is why his man didn't commit to the cut. Then as Maxey drove to the basket, Thompson quickly went into help mode and got from one side of the floor to the other in a flash. What makes this possession even more impressive is context. If you take a look at the clock, you can see the Rockets are basically going into halftime with a 4-point lead. So most NBA players wouldn't even attempt this block due to the risk of picking up end of the half foul. But Thompson is different. His motor on the defensive end is unmatched. He plays with the same level of intensity from start to finish. On this possession, I want you to take a look at the clock again. The Rockets have a comfortable 22-point lead with 7 minutes remaining, but Thompson still puts in the effort to go into a full sprint from half court all the way to the rim for a block. A player's motor is something you simply can't teach. Moving on to his on-ball defense, one aspect of his on-ball defense that stands out is his recovery defense. Keeping your man in front is pretty difficult in the most talented league on the planet. That's why recovery defense is just as important as on-ball defense. Thompson's recovery skills are incredible, similar to Michael Jordan. MJ had 3 things that made him a phenomenal recovery defender: freak athleticism, relentless motor, and elite shot blocking instincts. 3 things Thompson has as well. There are only a handful of players in the NBA who share those 3 things on the defensive end, and honestly, it may not even be a handful. That's how special you have to be to have those 3 things. Just watch this play. Thompson gets blown by on the closeout, but he's still able to recover and beat his man to his spot for the block. When you can play elite defense from behind, it can make you a nightmare to go against. He's able to do this mainly because of his elite timing and discipline. He rarely goes for fakes and knows exactly when not to leave the floor. Like I mentioned, the NBA is the most competitive league in the world, so it's impossible to stay in front of someone every possession. But Thompson shows us that you can still be just as effective when getting slightly beaten off the dribble. Sure, his athleticism helps in this category, but you can also credit it to his relentless motor. When you get beat off the dribble, you can either rely on help defense to cover up your mistake, or you can chase him down like a madman. And based on what you're seeing on your screen now, you know what option Thompson is going with. And that's not to say he's always getting beat off the dribble. Here he's able to keep him in front by guiding him away from the basket, forcing a tough fall-away jumper that he was able to get a hand on. And when you're a freak athlete, you can get away with having an unorthodox defensive stance. Here he's throwing all defensive fundamentals out the window by using an upright defensive stance, yet he's still able to not only keep his man in front, but also block the shot. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but his high motor is on full display here again. He truly plays lockdown defense from beginning to end. Here you have a mix of elite on and off-ball defense. He's able to cut off the handler with his chest while poking the ball away. Then as he sees Brooks get beaten off the dribble, he quickly helps and launches into the air for the block. Just incredible. Here he's able to cut off the ball handler's driving angle, which forced him to go into a Barkley action. Then he maintains good post position, absorbing the contact with his chest. then he stays disciplined and doesn't fully leave his feet and is able to come away with the block. These type of possessions always stand out to me because there is no help, just Thompson on an island with one of the best scorers in the NBA. He even plays mind games on defense. Here he's pretending to point out something to a teammate before executing a perfectly timed steal. Cade Cunningham was completely caught off guard, and this possession shows how much of a thinker he is on the defensive end. He isn't just mindlessly flying around depending on athleticism, he's very strategic. What truly makes Thompson's defense so impactful is his freak athleticism, high motor, recovery defense, off-ball defense, and on-ball defense. Basically, he has the total package, and he's just 22 years old.